And welcome back to the IWAR Network 2Cast. I'm your host, Alex G. With me this evening, we have Darren and we got Matt. What's going on tonight, gentlemen?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing is going on. Why are you asking? What's going on? What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying that we already got our stream taken down once today.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
And it was all because Johnny B decided to not let us have a lot of 501s and gold. That's why.
Yes.
See what happens? See what happens, Kimberly? See what happens? Don't do it. Don't do it.
So,
Be nice to us.
So, guys, if you can hear us okay and the audio is good, please give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the chats so we can start the actual show. Apparently, YouTube did not like that Buddy Rose Roddy Piper patch I had on.
So you have the Cuban assassin on there. He won't get us kicked off.
No. I'm curious. I'm gonna see if we get knocked out again because I'm curious about. I never had a stream taken down. I've had people say like, hey, hey, you can't monetize this. It's you had wrestling on. Fine.
Why not?
I had music on it. Yada yada yada. You can't monetize this, or we'll monetize it for us. Yada yada. Fine. I've never had a stream taken down in midstream before. That was weird.
That was.
So if the stream goes down again, please let us know in the chat because I can still see the chat. If the stream goes down.
Yeah.
That was.
It
weird.
sounds good to Ryan.
All right.
Well, now you have artwork from IWA on there. Hey, maybe IWA called Johnny B.
Yep.
Called YouTube and said, "That's it.
It's the Russian
showing too much
again."
Yep. Finally out. Truth is there. I think we know who called it in. Yeah, I'll show those guys. Yeah.
Give me my title. You owe me $2.
Right.
No.
A friend of mine the other day, he has kids that are like 15 to 9. There's 4 kids, 3 girls and a boy. And he was like, I want to show him a good movie. I'm like, Better Off Dead. He's like, a lot of suicide talk in that. I'm like, it's fine. It's a classic movie.
That's like me sitting down with my daughter when she was younger and watching The Jeffersons, thinking, well, there's no problem. And I'm me like 2 seconds in going, oh, wow. I don't remember it being this bad. It's like, yeah, no, that show was very bad.
A lot of shows are like that where you watch and you're like, oh.
Well, the Dukes of Hazzard, I didn't know that they were moonshine runners when I was a kid.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I knew they were doing something illegal because the cops were coming after them, but I thought it was because of the car. I didn't think they were doing it.
No, there's a lot of, actually, if you watch the SNL 50th special the other night, they had a really good piece where Tom Hanks comes out and he looks very grim and he's like, we wanted to celebrate those we lost, the inappropriate jokes that no longer stood the test of time. And it was a whole like a 3-minute clip of just all the various characters they had that were like, and I always feel like, when you're kids, you do things really, a certain age, you evolve over time. And that's why I always say the guys who never do, their humor lasts. There's a guy like I think it's the guy with the puppets, Jeff Dunham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And then you see him again and it's like,
Well, we grew up with like Charlie Bunker and like the Jeffersons and
Charlie Bunker. Was he Archie's cousin?
Wasn't it? No, it was Archie Bunker. Sorry. Archie Bunker.
Charlie Bunker.
Oh,
Charlie Bunker was the guy who shot the kid in the corner.
I was thinking Charlie Chaplin, but that's way before our time. He did some risky stuff too.
I always say that you find out how society has changed by how they treat the people that are like the poorest. When I was down in Texas at the Texas State Fair, and there was a tent of just racist memorabilia. And I didn't realize it at first. We're walking through it, I'm like, holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my God. And there was this big.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
No. And the closest I came to that was the first time I went to Gen Con 2014. And this guy was kicked out eventually. he had this booth in the middle of there's a gigantic like ballroom that's been turned into like there's all these vendors, and like I'm talking like there's probably like easy 1,000 vendors. And this one guy had this weird setup where he had like you hang those little metal prop things you can hang shirts on and such.
Yeah.
But he had it reversed. So you had to like go into his thing to see everything. And at first you're like, oh, it's like Seawolf in World War II. Then it's like Ilsa the SS She-Wolf. I'm like, wait, what?
It's a good film, by the way.
Yeah, and then like all this racist stuff. It was like, oh no. And
so
I'll
I'll tell you a story this week. What happened to me? So recently, I've been playing Japanese exclusive Sega Genesis games.
Okay.
So I'm going through a bunch of them. This is fun. I'm like, this is like World War II game. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, yeah, we'll play it. And then I'm like, oh, it's okay. Main title screen, Hitler and stuff. I'm like, oh shit, oh fuck, all right. So I'm like, all right, I guess we're gonna be the allies and we're gonna kick some ass. Like, all right.
Okay.
About 10 minutes into the game, I realized, no, you play as the Nazis.
Oh.
Like you're the bad guy. I'm like,
did you kill your teammates?
What?
Did you kill your teammates?
I just shut off the game.
There's a guy on Instagram who does that.
Nope.
He goes into boards with like we are the Germans and he's just killing all his teammates.
I seen the guy he plays the Civil War game too.
Yes.
Yes, he does funny shit. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah. It's funny now because one of the videos he put up, they recognize his voice. They're like, wait, you're that guy. He's like, no, I'm not. Like, that's not me. It's like, that's you. Quality work. I will say the old days of like being able to like team kill your own team members was such a great time without like, like, because they caught on eventually in Call of Duty and would kick you off the team.
Yeah.
But, I would just
the days of Leroy Jenkins are long gone.
Yeah.
So, Matt, do you have Johnny B questions for us?
I do.
All right.
I have one question real quick
B.
for Johnny B. I have one real quick for Johnny B before we start, before I forget.
Yep.
How many emails did they get as soon as gold dropped? How many emails did they get upset managers? How many? Was it 5 to 10? They didn't get any from me.
I have a better one. On average, how many emails a day do they get?
Oh.
Curious with the volume. And I have a question from Ryan. He asked me to ask, do they have a list of every league that has ever been active?
Yes.
I think they do.
Like, we have it.
Yes,
we have.
They have.
He sent it to me. I have it.
All right.
I have all the names.
Yeah, they have all the names. Yeah.
All right. So, of course, we want to know, what did Johnny B get Kim for Valentine's Day? Pink slip.
That'll teach you.
That's romantic.
It's a ham of some sorts.
Yeah. Idlewild Trivia for episode 186, sent 2 hours ago from Johnny B. Jr. There won't be any Idlewild related Q&A this episode. Why not? Because Luther Alexander won a regional in the ACW. Yes, it was the lowest ranked regional title one could possibly win, but that won't stop me from bragging about it endlessly. I need to take a break from Idlewild for the night. Let's talk movies instead. On the previous episode, the host and some of the players in the chat box are discussing memorable moments in the controversial Faces of Death franchise. According to Luther Alexander, official ruiner of everyone's fun, a great many scenes in the film were not real but created using special effects such as the consumption of monkey brains and the execution by electric chair. But you'll always remember how you felt when viewing them in your youth. Luther may take the titles that are rightfully yours, but he can't take away those disturbing memories from you. And that's true. Disturbing images, like you watch movies as a kid and as an adult, like they're whatever, but like they still mess you up. Unless it's like that VCR Death TikTok channel, which is just full
which is awesome, which I think I sent you guys clips from Santa's Sleigh.
Yes.
Which is hilarious.
Also in episode 185, Alex stated, Johnny B needs to watch one of my favorite movies, which is Berry Gordy's The Last Dragon. Johnny B. Jr. says, I enjoyed that classic film in my youth, but I haven't seen it in many, many years. Is it time to rectify that? Sure enough. Maybe I'll watch it as part of our double feature if I can obtain a copy of another martial arts film also from 1985 that I recently learned about. It's called Gymkata. I remember that movie.
Yes.
And the trailer on YouTube...
He was a gymnast. It was ridiculous.
Yes. The trailer leads me to believe that it has a chance of being just as funny as The Last Dragon, although not intentionally so. Apparently, if your government is dealing with a totally plausible threat that is dozens and dozens of amateur ninja assassins, the best course of action is to employ a single agent who's been trained primarily in the sport of gymnastics. Have him flip onto a pommel horse, then proceed to kick each ninja as they politely approach in single file. Then have him flip onto a high bar, swing his entire body vertically, kick each ninja as they continue to politely approach in a single file. I suppose that's the ninja way. And when he runs out of gymnastic equipment from which to launch attacks, he can dispose of the single file threat using a submachine gun, just like all non-gymnast government agents would have done if they were given their own movie. Did you see that movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
What movie?
Gymkata.
Is that Michael Dudikoff?
I probably have.
It is not Michael Dudikoff.
Who's in that one?
I forget the guy's name.
That's all right. I know you look it up. All right. Next
no,
question.
Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon also has one of the most beautiful actresses of all time, Vanity. So Vanity was ridiculous. She was also really good in Action Jackson.
One of He-Man Hogan's favorite valets.
That was a great movie.
Matt emailed me some trivia segment topics and questions last year, and the final one I'll answer is movie recommendations for Halloween. God, that was a while ago. I would like to know that Matt sent the email in question late in Halloween night 2024, so interested parties couldn't have planned to watch my suggestions until this year, which is why I didn't tackle the subject earlier. Anyway, I'll try not to include anything too mainstream to improve the odds of viewers discovering something new. Also bear in mind that my tastes tend more towards films that are creepy, suspenseful, or thrillers than mindless creature features or slasher flicks.
Or porn.
But I'll bookend my recommendations with a pair of monster movies. The Blob from '98 is a remake of '58 original and is good for more than just a few laughs. It stars Shawnee Smith, also seen in Saw. Matt may want to check out Fear, 1986 thriller, which stars his homeboy Marky Mark. I remember that.
Yeah.
Mark appears in it, but the real draw from Matt would be Alyssa Milano. Yes. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, 92 thriller containing chilling performance by Rebecca De Mornay, not the Seinfeld character.
The one from Risky Business.
Yes.
Yep.
And an endearing one from Ernie Hudson of Ghostbusters fame.
What guy our age doesn't remember that movie?
Risky Business?
That was, the Marky Mark one I remember because it was like he was playing a bad guy. And if you knew the Marky Mark, etc. story around here, you knew he was a bad guy.
Stop beating up Asians.
Huh?
Did he kill an Asian dude?
He blinded an Asian man.
Oh, okay.
Knocked one of his eyes out. So
Unbelievable.
not a good dude.
Just-
Anyway,
Over an egg roll. Insane.
Just
Yeah.
one eye.
the next four films all happen to be part action, part horror, or suspense.
The
and centered
Stuff.
around Asphalt. This is going to be going badly. Note to self: consider auctioning off a wrestler who goes by the name Mr. Asphalt, skilled ring technician by day, unfortunate sufferer of irritable bowel syndrome by night. Mr. Asphalt's finisher can be called Have a Nice Bidet, which is a big splash from behind. Good God.
Who's taking
Wait.
notes?
This is not a Derek Tuttle wrestler.
This is
All right.
Teach. What is
Teach.
Teach?
Jim
Teach.
Teacher, get over here.
It's-
Okay. The first
That
group,
name is got it. It's all him. That's his name.
yes. All right. The first of the group was originally a TV movie, 1971's Duel, which I have seen. It was directed by Ohioan Steven Spielberg early in his career, and when it lacks in glitz and glamour, it makes up for in suspense. Duel is a cool movie. The idea of Duel is this guy's driving across country, and
It's a great movie.
He cuts this trucker off, and I feel.
Do they ever show the trucker in the cafe?
Yeah. Oh, do they?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
That's the big mystery.
I don't think
That's my Johnny B question right there. Do they show the trucker in that movie, in that cafe? A lot of people say they don't, and a lot of people say he was in there. But there you go.
I just see it again. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Next up is
Great-
The
great
Hitcher
movie.
from 1986, starring the compellingly villainous Rutger Hauer. And my only real complaint is a small change added to the final scene of the director's wishes that somewhat ruins the ending, but in my opinion and in his, he is permitted to shoot it as he intended. It would have been a great creepy movie instead of mostly great creepy one, but the vast majority of viewers likely won't realize it was toned down from what it could, nay, should have been.
That Cobra?
I haven't seen that since I was a kid, so I don't remember. C. Thomas Howell, right? Is in that one?
That sounds right.
I think so.
Wasn't there a TV show, The Hitcher?
There was. He was also in Soul Man.
I think so.
Which is a great film.
Soul Man, also we went from cringy stuff before the show. That was a cringy thing.
I'm just saying, like, because that was. Is it cringy? Yes, but that was like it was a theme of like because he had like just one of the guys too come out around the same time.
Yes,
which is like the same concept of that movie.
Yeah,
but that one had titties.
Yes, as a nod to the WTL grappler, the 2004 movie Highwaymen has one very brief scene in which the car defies the law of physics, but otherwise is very enjoyable. Two of the main cast members are always entertaining: Frankie Faison and the always lovely Rona Mitra. Remember that. And in case any fans listening, I recommend the 2001 film Joyride, but not the sequels. The sequel to Hitcher starred Gary Busey's son, who looks awful lot like someone you would want to have a beer with, and not at all like someone you could ever be afraid of, but brings me to a pair of underrated creepy movies. The first is titled Hider in the House, stars Gary Busey himself. The biggest obstacle enjoying it for most will probably be trying to take Gary Busey seriously in the role, not due to his performance, which is solid, but because of his reputation and possibly his appearance. He certainly won't scare you, but he'll give him a chance to impress you. His son can't be believably creepy, but Gary can get closer than you expect. If you like the premise, you'll find you can't get past your preconceived notions. Try the similar Bad Ronald, a made-for-TV horror movie from 1974, which is recommended. Neither has sky-high production values, but I appreciate that the writers tried for a more realistic feel rather than overly stylized one. The final film I'll mention is one that I'd love to hear the two cast hosts review. It's a low-budget Canadian horror film from 1981 titled The Pit. Watch it with friends, be prepared to laugh, experience shock, confusion, laugh some more. I don't know what to make of it, but it will definitely have you forgetting that you doubled the hold. Double the hold in the important strategy for 101 minutes or so. That's probably true.
Forget doubling the holds. We didn't get even close to the right holds. We didn't have to double any holds this time around. We just missed everything completely.
I think I've seen 1501 so far in gold.
Well, I hit the front, the back pretty much. Like Kimberly just like pulled my jersey over my head and just like, come on.
So guys, real quick, on screen right now is my collection of movies. I currently own 2,128 feature films.
That's it? That's all?
I'm just going to scroll through some of them real fast.
Now, when you say own them,
I own them.
Do you mean like?
What do you mean? I own them.
So, can you show them right now? Then
I can't. Oh. I can't play some of these.
Yeah, it's a family show.
I was going to ask when we were talking about the movies. Are we going to get cut off again for talking about the movies?
Possible.
Probably. The final question he has for the audience in the chat box: a recommendation for Halloween movies. I would say I like the original Fright Night back from the 80s. Fair. The good one. It's kind of a cool premise. I always enjoy movies that kind of like if you watch a horror movie now, right? And like, or put it this way, if you and I were walking down the street and someone came like stumbling out like, ugh, we'd be like, they're a heroin addict or they're a zombie. If they then bit somebody, like that's either a heroin addict or a zombie, but they're biting people. I mean, I will say this.
So if I said Scooby-Doo, you guys would look at me funny and say, that's not a scary movie? Come on.
The one with the cartoon or the actual live action?
The actual, like, movie with live actors.
Had the guy from Scream in it, Matthew Lillard, as Shaggy.
Yeah.
Which I believe he is the voice of Shaggy on the cartoons as well.
Is he really?
Yeah. Yes, he is now. Yeah.
So my picks were real simple. Frankenhooker, it's going to be that. Phantasm is going to be that, And for a third one, I don't know.
I put my next suggestion in the chat box.
Okay.
The Beastmaster.
Not really scary though.
What was that movie with Michael J. Fox?
Which one?
I can't remember what it was called.
The Frighteners?
It was about ghosts. The
Frighteners.
Frighteners,
yeah.
Also a good premise.
Yeah. That was I liked that one, but
There's and of course, as always, if you have questions for the IWA, Johnny B, or any of the staff,
I have like 30 questions, and I always forget them when we get on the show.
Me too.
And they're good questions too.
I did send them, like I was saying before, I did send them an email today just asking if they could, even one cycle, just let the bad guys win. Let cheating holds take over. Eye gouge goes to 30. Just one cycle, like just one bed. Do it in
they've always resisted
steel. No one plays in steel anyways. Come on, you just do.
How about a compromise? This year's Imaginmania is called Down and Dirty, and it's all the holes. Yeah. You try to score the lowest possible score.
Instead of erasing our draws, give us the nastiest holds and let us just beat people up and pull their hair. Most of us don't have much hair left, but I mean, hey, come on.
They never replied to my email. By the way, remember you guys asked me to write the IWA and say, like, hey, what's up with the draws? I don't think they responded to it because I sent a message.
Did they send you a message? No?
I don't blame them. It was ridiculous. I don't know who came up with the idea of, like, all right, we're going to give them for something the players will like. They really love those. They gotta
have like if you win this contest, you get 1,000 wins, 50 stars, and $5 million. Do a contest like that, and I guarantee they would have like everyone that plays the game try for it. They'd probably make millions. Come on, it'd be great.
We saw
instant Hall of Fame.
The thing with the Lost Drop went really well. That people liked that, and the whole 4 stars.
That was really good. I really like that.
Pick the link. Teen Wolf was not scary. Hey, you didn't play across.
Teen Wolf.
Well, Teen Wolf 2.
Teen Wolf was scary. Come on now. What's that? The Wolverine in Paris, or what was that one?
Werewolf in London?
Well, I don't know. No, that wasn't there. I can't remember now. See, I didn't watch scary movies.
So
scary
apparently,
wasn't my thing.
So I kind of found out that they made a Bloodsport 5, and I didn't think there was any Bloodsports after Bloodsport. So I learned that today.
Wow.
What was that movie with the creature that was underground? They did like 15 of those. Yeah, Tremors. They did like 15 of those. Like
that's a good movie. I liked that. Tremors 1.
It's funny. Like number 1 was the best, but the other ones I just watched because I was like, how are they?
Can we just say that Kevin Bacon's an ugly motherfucker?
Oh.
He's not a good-looking man.
Val Kilmer was. I don't know. I didn't like any of those guys. Patrick Swayze. I didn't like any of those guys at all.
Roadhouse.
That's a good horror movie.
Well, Roadhouse was good, but I mean, I didn't like them as actors. Yeah. Well, Funk was awesome. Yeah. Come on.
You're more of an Eric Roberts type of guy.
Yeah. Terry Funk should have been in more movies. He actually did a pretty good job.
He was in an episode of Quantum Leap.
That's right.
Yep.
About wrestling.
He was.
What a surprise.
And he had that TV show. What was it called? It was on for like 4 episodes. He was a cowboy. He was on a cowboy show for like 4 episodes.
Oh. I think Terry Funk was a better actor than Roddy Piper.
I agree, because Roddy Piper plays Roddy Piper.
Yeah. I mean, how hard is that? Like Hulk Hogan. Like
I liked Hogan and No Holds Barred. I actually liked him on Thunder in Paradise. It's probably like that's the role he should have been in.
Zeus should have won an award. Zeus was awesome.
Zeus was fantastic. I like Suburban. I saw Suburban Commando in a movie.
Suburban Commando.
That one wasn't bad. I had Christopher Lloyd in it. Shelley
Did you pay like $5?
No, it was like it was at the peak too. It was at the like. I paid full price. Went on a Friday night.
Oh my god!
On purpose?
That's like me going in and paying full price for Wayne's World and going in like, oh man.
You mean you didn't?
It's funny, but no, I did. I was like, yeah, I should have saved my money. It was funny, but it's like, oh my god.
What is the worst movie you ever seen in the movie theater? They like fuck this.
I have two.
Ninja Turtles.
No.
At a drive-in, or like in the back of a trunk, and the guys wouldn't let us out.
Well, that's extenuating circumstances.
Until
movie wasn't bad. You were tortured.
Until midway, then they opened the trunk because we were making tons of noise, so they let us out, and it was in the middle of the movie, so it was like, yeah, this sucks, and we couldn't hear anything because they wouldn't let us in the car, and it sucked. We didn't pay, so I mean, hey, it didn't matter. But worst movie though, I'm trying to remember now. There's been a few. I've never walked out, so they're not that bad, I guess. But
I have two movies. One is Highlander 2.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah.
It's
that was bad.
All over the place. It's terrible. We were like, this sucks. Let's leave. The other was not so much it was terrible, but it was just us in the theater. It was The Pope Must Diet. It was called The Pope Must Die, but they changed it to Must Diet, and it's about this fat guy who becomes Pope, and it's stupid.
And you paid money to see that?
We did.
Did you have like a girlfriend that you went with or something?
No, me and two of my buddies went. We ended up doing like bulldogs and suplexes inside the theater.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. The kind of things you do when you're like, hey, what the hell?
For sure.
So the two worst movies that I ever saw live in a movie theater, both of them I was on dates. They both had Robin Williams in it. So don't ever take your date to watch Patch Adams. That was not a good idea.
Yeah. Patch Adams wouldn't have been good in the theater.
No, and then there was that other movie, like I think what
The Lion.
May Come? No, it was like the one where he died.
Yeah.
That one was fucked up.
The Fish King, or what was that?
No, that's the Fisher King. That movie's actually
that was
like the one where he dies and like it's fucked up.
What dreams may come.
Dreams, that's again. Saw that on a date too with the same girl too. I'm like, shit, we're all fucking.
Oh
too.
yeah.
Like, can we go see American Pie or something? Like, come on, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh.
I will say, reversely,
Robin Hood.
Men in Tights.
What?
I watched Robin Hood in the theater with a girl, and I was like, "This sucks."
Kevin Costner.
Why did he have no accent?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Kevin Costner, no accent.
Yeah.
Robin Hood's a Minnesota.
He's good. The Mailman. That was a good movie. The Mailman or Postman or what was it?
Water
I
Roll?
can't remember. Yeah.
I was going to say that a good movie live was Bruno, or what was the one? Borat. Were really fun live. But the best part of seeing Bruno, which was an offshoot of his, like, kind of like, he was a hairdresser or something like that, not much was memorable, except for the part where it's just the screen and it's a dick circling over and over again. And there was a group of elderly women behind us who were just cackling and hooting and hollering. We were like, "Oh my god!" It was a good time. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would not want to go see that in the theater.
It was just like, "What is happening?" And they were like, "Oh my goodness!" Ooh.
I once went to see a movie where the audience actively booed, and that movie was The Village.
Interesting.
Like they were throwing shit at the screen. It was ridiculous.
I didn't have that, but I had movies where like people groaned, like, "Ugh, come on." A lot of those M. Night Shyamalan movies. What was the one with Marky Mark? The Happening.
Boogie Nights.
Although I don't know if you've ever gone to a theater
for 50 cents.
Providence, Rhode Island, at the midnight showing of Terminator 3, where people bring their babies.
Time out. Did we just become like Siskel and Ebert?
Yes.
We're like thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, let's talk about some IWA action.
All right. So let's.
Yes, everyone's waiting patiently.
I know the
NWL guys are probably like,
it's past their bedtime already. Speaking of, we'll start with the NWL. NWL cycle number 231. League champion Dmitry Chokarev.
Sure.
TV champion Magnum TA. The Plains champion Johnny Ray Stevens. East Coast champion Charlotte Rose Gold. Great Lakes champion Bully Raymond. Mid-Atlantic champion Arcane. Northeast champion El Luchador Americano. Pacific Northwest champion Hypnotic. Rocky Mountain champion Kamikaze. Southeast champion Scapegoat. Southwest champion Ozzy Deathstrike. West Coast champion Notorious Jesus. League tag team champion Scapegoat and Kamikaze. TV tag team champions Hypnotic and Blitzkrieg. League six-man champion winning another 5 free matches. Rusty Chains, Mad Dog, Henry Healer, and Arcane. TV six-man champions Dmitry Tokarev, El Luchador Americano, and Vladimir Volkov. And your Battle Royal winner, Johnny Ray Stevens. So, Alex G, what's going down in the NWL? Well, guys, we are rapidly approaching Homecoming, which will take place. The matches will run for next cycle, and the write-ups will be for 233. So just keep that in mind. So again, present your best strats next cycle, because it counts. So the card for that will be for the Young Lions Championship. Kamikaze will take it on Blitzkrieg. X1 Championship, Mad Dog, Henry Healer taking on Ozzy Deathstrike. You have the NWL versus NWL Rookies versus NWL Legends. Street Fight, which falls count anywhere on Long Island. National Tag Team Championship. The Fish Fam taking on the CWO. That's right, the CWO, former IWA World Tag Team Champions. We'll see how lucky the Fish Fam are really once they go against these veterans. And Magnum TA taking on Arcane. Now, I had to give up this review probably more than I would like to, since we are, I would say we're a record low number of wrestlers in the NWO, but we're pretty darn close. So I have to bring in some outside forces to make sure I can fill out a card appropriately. So just keep that in mind, guys. So we also have a.
You know what I want to say?
What do you want to say?
So Free Quebec can come in then?
No, take it easy there, champ. No.
Come on.
You know,
the records would be great there.
It would be.
It'd be superstars.
But again, we have to make sure that
yes,
we are being fair.
Well, it's not like I win anyways. Come on,
that's a good point.
I'm not winning.
That's a good point. You're not wrong.
But the report and the bulletin look awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
NWL, that looks great. So great work. Keep it up.
I try to keep it pretty slick. Again, we have Wrestle Bio, so we have Leila La Triladrina bio, and we have a Rusty Chains bio. Again, if you have bios, please send them over to me. Emails on the bottom. We did introduce Tracy into the NWL this cycle, so there's her Wikipedia page up there for those of you who want to read that and learn a little bit more about Tracy and her machinations. In addition, we have, and you'll see these articles throughout the IWAR, these Willowick Courier articles by Keem Bixenspan. So they all kind of, they run together. They tell one story, so you got to read all the bulletins the full scoop on what's going on with these articles. But again, overall, great TT. We gotta make sure that Brad's TT makes it in every cycle because last couple of cycles seems like his TT hasn't been making it in. So Brad, I'm actually going to send you 10 free matches for your trouble. I do apologize about that. It's on the online version. I'm sure you told him in time to get into the print version, hopefully, because he was on it pretty quick. Actually, by the time I opened up the bulletin myself, his TT was already in there. So, he was on the ball.
Yeah, they're pretty good with that.
Yeah. But the pay-per-view is fantastic. Keep up the good work. I know some guys will probably be leaving shortly, but we did have three more new wrestlers coming this cycle. So excited about that. So we'll start building it up from here. So.
You were saying before about the activity, the active wrestlers is 24, but you're like second in the most cards.
Yes.
So, I mean, it is low for active wrestlers, but you guys are doing great.
Yeah, I mean, everyone in here is doing matches now. NW historically probably runs like 120 cards, 130 cards most of the time, at least historically. Johnny B will correct me on that if I'm wrong, but that seems pretty right. Again, I guess if you want to know if your league's really healthy, that 100 card mark, once you hit that mark, you're doing a fantastic job. That's to me that's the measuring stick.
Well, you got like BRL was 141.
Yeah.
So that's the top.
I've beat them before. IWO.
Oh yeah.
I beat them.
I've beat them before by myself. Come on.
That's it. All right, fantastic. Again, great job, everyone. NWL wide. Yeah. So where do you want to go next, guys?
WTL.
I can do WTL.
WTL.
WTL number 106, February 2025. Western Frontier Champion, Outlaw, Ace and Eights. Lone Star Champion, President Nixon. Chucker Van Leer winning 25,000 and 5 free matches, the Central Plains Champion. Reprobate, Lanny Teague. Hey, I did it. Mexico Champion. Huckleberry Aristides. Lance Pants is Tombstone Champion. Prairie View Champion is Super Dragon. Cactus Jack is the Widowmaker Champion. And Badlands Champion, Photon Ray Gunslinger. Cripple Creek was Impact player Leon Phoenix. Vin Perez, the main event, Southwest Champion. Chisholm Trail Champion, Senior Lucha. Boo.
487, baby.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I saw
did that happen?
I know. Oh, from the Bunkhouse Brawl.
I will take it. That's cheap.
Kimberly loves Senior Lucha. Come on. Kimberly's like...
Gifted them a title and everything.
Great. And look at the score. I'm like, 487.
Yep.
All right.
The Reprobate, Lenny Teague, Chucker Van Leer won the Western Frontier Tag Team Champions. So you can tell that there was a shift in the multis this cycle in gold because we have champions. We had the same champions for 4 cycles. So now we have new champions. Lone Star Tag Team Champions, Duke of 25 and Duke of 90. The Western Frontier 6-man champions is the Presidents. And Lone Star 6-man champions, AJ Singh, Cowboy Jim Spur, and Vin Perez. So that tells you right there how bad multis was.
Yes.
When Matt and I are the champions. I mean, come on.
That's fair.
Photon Ray Gunslinger won the Bunkhouse Brawl. And of course, I had some fun with our Commissioner Choice matches this time around. There was an oopsie kind of thing, but I'm not going to fix it because I'm going to run with it. I'm going to have fun with this. So Outlaw Ace and Eights beat Cowboy Schlitz for the Commissioner Championship. And it was actually supposed to be Vin Perez instead of Outlaw Ace and Eights.
What?
But Vin Perez did not show up because he was ill. And Senior Lucha was going to try to weasel his way in to that match and win the championship for himself. But the commissioner, being the outstanding commissioner that he is, made sure that that would not happen. And now we have Outlaw Ace and Eights as the champion.
Oh, this is robbery.
And Vin Perez will fight against Ace and Eights. But there's a catch to this. Vin Perez has to fight the match. Senior Lucha is banned from the arena. And
to be banned from this planet.
And Senior Lucha has to fight Cowboy Schlitz, who lost his championship because of Senior Lucha. How rude. How rude. So Cowboy Schlitz, please take it out on Senior Lucha, beat him up, and Vin Perez will finally win the championship, become main event Vin Perez, and take over Cahoots, and all will be right in the world. And of course, we had Mystic Angel, Fallen Angel, won against AJ Singh and Vin Perez. They just had a bad cycle. They didn't win. And of course, the Sailor, the Dam Builder, and the Pilot finally beat the Buckshots. They finally actually lost the championships. Unbelievable. So those guys won. And of course, all the other matches, the Commissioner Choice matches, I hope you guys enjoy those. And lots of trash talk. One thing I can tell you guys about trash talk, for me personally as a commissioner, since I track everything, I have all the stats and stuff like that, I would really appreciate if you would put your names, all your wrestlers' names. Like, it doesn't matter if you don't use all the wrestlers in the trash talk. Put all your wrestlers' names on the page somewhere so I can add them to the list. So that way I know, because today I was looking at 4.5 Horsemen, and I should know them, but I was drawing a blank and I couldn't remember all the wrestlers. I remember WTP, and that was it. Cowboy Schlitz, I think, but I couldn't remember. So anyways, please add your names so that way this old commissioner can actually remember, because I forget. I should have a list somewhere, but I'm too lazy. But that's WTL.
All right, fantastic. I dig that. So Matt, where are you going?
Well, get the let's see, ACW. ACW. Want to do that?
ACW.
Go for it.
So I'll do this, and it's
the ACW, by the way. Let's be clear on that.
The ACW, and I will say All American Championship Wrestling. I'm going to do it in the style of a Midwestern accent, like Ryan.
Go for it.
ACW League Champion, Shotgun James Carnage. Don't you know? I don't know what their accent's like. So
what?
By the way, the league earned 30.
Oh wait, I think the stream just got dropped. I think the YouTube just banned us for life.
Yeah. The American Territories Champion, also remember the regulators, Texas Jesse Tombstone. New England Champion. New England Champion, the appropriately named Starlight. Atlantic Coast Champion, Cud Mud. You get some good quality Cud. Great Lakes Champion, Jawbone Jack. Smoky Mountain Champion, Awesome Aaron Miller. Deep South Champion, the Total Package, U.S. Mail.
Didn't deserve it.
Gulf Coast Champion,
terrible. Zero. Get it right.
Texas Heartland Champion. That's right, the Wrestling Sock, Swamp Sock Jr. Which, by the way, I always look at the game from a point of view of like, if this guy was like really going to wrestle, what would their gimmick be? Like, would it work? And I think if this guy was like kind of Santino Marella with the remember they had the sock or Socko.
'Cause I was about to do an AI generated photo of him. I'm like, this would be like this big Jack dude with like a sock.
Oh, okay,
That was going to be the plan.
Would the sock be like
be
the Red Hot
scary.
Chili Peppers poster though?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Now, okay, wait. My question is there a Swamp Sock Senior, and why hasn't anyone invented it yet and brought him in and started like doing the old man act? The deadbeat dad.
Well, maybe U.S. Mail will bring in Swamp Sock Senior as a.
Isn't Starlight an alien though?
What's that?
I believe Starlight's an alien. If I'm not mistaken.
An alien?
He's from the future, isn't he?
Maybe an alien that's from the future. Maybe I'm not sure.
He was the third member of Daft Punk. Anyways, Rocky Mountain champion, ravishing dick dude, Desert States champion. Desert States. What the hell?
Desert States.
Desserts. Oh, Desert States champion.
That's
so
right.
like cookies and whatever. Tormented Timmy, Pacific Coast champion. Good Lord, it's Luther Alexander.
Darn tootin'.
Let's all take a moment. Just take a moment and enjoy this, because it's never going to happen again.
Nope.
Ever. It's the second cycle.
After the first pay-per-view, he's no longer going to be here. He's going to be gone.
Is he? All right. ACW.
He's not going anywhere.
Tag champions. We got Shotgun James Carnage and Texas Jesse Tombstone. American Territories Tag Team Champions Jawbone Jack and Tormented Timmy. ACW Six-Man Champions. Here we go.
Do these ones. This is going to be funny. Here we go.
Indian Assassins. Balls Deep. Knee Deep. And Vijay Deep. Bobs and Vagin. American Territory Six-Man Champions. The Regulators, Shotgun James Carnage, Texas Jesse Tombstone, and the other one. No,
he came close to actually winning. He came close to actually winning his reward.
That's true.
If he was a League Six-Man away from winning the $1 million.
Rigged.
Crazy.
I'll never forget. He was at IWL. It wasn't you, Alex, was it? It wasn't what's his name? One of Andy Konig's wrestlers had the Triple Crown, but he didn't TT.
Yeah.
So it was like, you don't get it. Like,
Oh.
I think I suspended it when we got up to it was some obnoxious amount of free matches and money that no one didn't win it for 2 years or some shit.
The BRL hasn't been won since 2017.
Yeah, it was like that's
10 years. Yeah. No one's won the Triple Crown. 10 years.
Well, now the guys do the 28 combo for multis. Everyone's doing it. I don't see them winning too much. This was his best chance. I don't think he's ever going to get.
You blew it, Ryan.
Chance.
You blew it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Ryan happened to a better guy.
Ryan says, let's see here. 82 cards, 91 in commission credit for the first pay-per-view with 1 cycle left. American Revolution in cycle 5. That's the cycle I use for the strats. So the 5th cycle will be the results cycle. Great stuff from Luther as usual. Regulators called out Dynasty in the Glasgow and got responses. Awesome. Aaron Miller won his 2nd Battle Royal already and moving up in the popular ranks. Miles Maverick also looking to make a name for himself. Shotgun James Carnage almost with the Triple Crown. And had American, so teams, people getting their footing, getting going now. And really, you have U.S. Mail there as your top babyface, so that's oops. He was so
Trash talk is taking off. They're doing a good job.
Yeah,
and I'd be remiss to not point out my weekly world news segment, which is hilarious.
ACW, home of the gigantic booty of Tracy, right?
Yes. Tracy's everywhere this cycle, though.
She is. Sorry.
Everywhere. Where are we going next? RTL? Rolling Thunder?
You can do some Rolling Thunder action.
I can do Rolling Thunder.
I'll do that, and I'll do CWL right after.
Okay, sounds good. Number 36 for February. League champion, Uncut Gem, Greg E. Money Unbelievable. League Tag Team Champions. I don't know about this. I'm not happy about this. Wins 5 free matches. Motormouth Brody Piper and Chief Moose Crossfox. And the League 6-man champions winning 5 free matches. Motormouth Brody Piper, Lance Blackwolf, and Chief Moose Crossfox. Great job by a great manager. He deserves to win. Shouldn't win in leagues that I'm in, but I mean, hey, it's okay. Right. And TV champion Itchy. Why am I always the one saying the name? I made this name so Scott would have to say it, and Scott has never said it. I think he said it once. Thomas T.D. Banks, Central Plains champion. East Coast champion Deacon Leroy. Arnai Shiesty is a Great Lakes champion. Mid-Atlantic champion is Derek Cash Styles. Azal is Northeast champion. Pacific Northwest champion is Michael Martin Jr. Deacon Elroy is the Rocky Mountains champion. Southwest champion from the Battle Royal is Heartthrob Dan Corvette. Vagabond won the Southwest. West Coast is Overtaker. And the Pain Master Ike Payne and Shapeshifter RJ Gold, TV Tag Team Champions. And the TV 6-man champions are the Mass 28s. And of course, Battle Royal winner is Arnai Shiesty, winning 11 free RTL matches. And lots of great trash talk in there, lots of great matches. Report is awesome looking. So, great job.
There it is. And I can give updates if you want on the tournament. The Thunder Cup.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay. Go for it.
All right, so round 1, Greggy Money defeated Vagabond in a heated confrontation. Pastor Cleaver was defeated by Menacing Minister in the Battle of Faiths. Graveyard Dog. Sorry, my cat's about to puke. You know that sound you hear and you're like,
he's gonna puke!
Thanks a lot, you dick. Graveyard Dog got taken out by Ichikawa, right?
Yep.
And Michael Martin Jr. easily handled Mr. Jobber. Could his father have something to do with the fact that he was given a jobber to beat? Perhaps. Plot thickens. So,
yep.
There it is, RTL.
There it is. Fantastic. I dig that. All right, up next, CWL number 334. League champion, the Midnight Scorpion. Not the Red Scorpion, but the Midnight Scorpion. TV champion, Thrash. United States champion, Bloodsucker Mosquito. Yukon champion, Double G Christoph. Caribbean champion, This Is How We Do It. Amazon Basin champion, Nameless Minion of Solace number 2. British Isles champion, High Speed Chase Driver. Arabian champion, Sharp Tongue Colonel Angus. South African champion, Battle Axe. Siberian champion, Master Sadist. East Asian champion, Armageddon. Oceanic champion, Nature Boy, Phil Landers. League Tag Team Champions, Axel and Alex von Schnapp. TV Tag Team Champion, Shane the Train, Gloom and Bean, Mike Zenith. League 6-man Champions, The Major, Benny Factor, Nature Boy, Phil Landers, and The Genuine Artificial. TV 6-man Champion, Axel, Alex and Alex von Schnaps. And your Battle Royal winner, winning 25 free, that's right, 25 free CWL matches, Victor von Schnapp. That son of a bitch.
Holy man.
So what's going down?
Wait, there's a junior?
Junior what?
Like Von Schnapp? Victor? Yeah. What? When did that happen?
He's a midget.
But
I'll go.
All right, so CWL. So they have guest commissioners this cycle, which is Ralph Macchio and William Zabak, fresh off the Cobra Kai series finale, which is I really like the last 6 episodes. I think they did a great job overall. The last 6 episodes of Cobra Kai. There was a couple of seasons there where it got too out of control, and a lot of teenagers getting into riots, and everyone should have went to jail. So keep that in mind. We have CWO Magazine again. The world awaits the identity of the Red Scorpion 2. So I wonder who that's going to be.
O.J. Simpson.
He's dead. Next pay-per-view is the Brawl for It All. The Brawl for It All challenge is featuring these guys in their matches have weapons. So, for example, Chameleon has the Louisville Slugger. Logan Kane uses hypodermic needles. The Red Scorpion 2 has a pillowcase full of doorknobs. Just weapons all around. So
that would hurt.
Again, always read the Blaze 411 to give you your trash talk recap for the league. Again, anyone that has any self-respected manager should have a trash talk recap in their bulletins. It gives a good jumping off point for people. And some people don't read all the TT, but they want to know what's going on. They can just read this very quickly and know what's going on. So overall, great TT across the board. Matches are at what? We're at 82. Again, everyone's trying to shoot for that magic number of 100. 82 is rock solid though. So
yep.
So guys, keep up the great work in the CWL. So I in fact do dig that.
Thank you.
So what's next? We got left. You want to do Black Widow League there, Matt?
Sure. All right.
How come there's not a White Widows League?
Listen, because of DEI and President Trump are changing it to the White Widow League. Why don't we have a White Widow League? What the hell?
So there is a Marvel character named the White Widow. I don't know if you guys know that. She's fairly new.
Is that as opposed to the Black Widow?
Yeah. So yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
wasn't that her sister?
I believe that is correct.
Her sister's the White Widow?
Yeah. Well, are they? I don't know if they're actually.
They're not blood related, but they're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were raised together. Yeah, they were raised together. Yeah.
I once had to kill a Black Widow spider because it was in a box of bananas at work.
Did you eat the banana?
No.
No. I feel like you deserve. I feel like you deserve
now
the banana once you killed the spider.
Yeah. No, you should have ate the banana while you killed the spider.
You should have ate the spider.
Killed the spider with a banana. throw it beneath it. Come on, slip. Damn it. It was funny when my coworkers were like, should we like let it live? I'm like, it's a Black Widow spider.
It's going to kill you.
They're poisonous. You'll die.
Would you Google it? How did you know it was a Black Widow spider?
You can see the red hourglass.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're taught that in the United States how to identify a Black Widow spider.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's there was this thing like poisonous
Canadian geese.
They just had the other day up in New Hampshire, I think they just had a box of bananas or grapes or something. It had a venomous spider in it. I'm sorry, venomous snake. Excuse me.
Oh.
So whatever. World's coming to an end. It's okay. All right. So Slack.
So before we start,
don't buy any bananas from the States.
So I would be remiss to not point out that there's a picture of Johnny B. Jr. On the screen right now. This is how they come up with the strategies for each cycle. So that's the picture of that. So the giant computer.
He enters the punch card into the machine. The machine runs all the numbers. Yeah.
Johnny B. Jr. Nice leather jacket.
Yeah.
What kind of leather would he wear though? Would it be like
Fonzie?
Like Fonzie style?
Fonzie. Yeah.
It would be like a bomber jacket.
He gives the computer
studs on it. A little Ray-Ban action on it. There's different leathers, right? Throughout, leather is not just leather, right? There's different types of leather, right?
I always like Johnny B. I always visualized him as like the pop collar guy that was on a yacht and was like
with boat shoes, like
yeah,
in the lake.
And he had like the sweater tied around and like, come on, like.
Well, you got to figure. All right, let's be honest here. Johnny B. grew up the son of a business tycoon, so they had lots of money. You know, they had so many kids,
tons of money.
bringing in the money. So you
put him right to work at 4 years old.
That's right. All right. So we're hitting
my $1 was sent to them every cycle. That $1 made them rich. I know.
I have to be honest. I don't think Johnny B's an '80s teen movie villain. Okay.
It works better that way.
He's more like the kids from Weird Science.
I'm gonna close down your little ACW, and we're gonna put condos in there.
With a bra on his head, or what?
We're gonna close the skate park down and put condos in.
Well, that's how I made Tracy. She's artificially created.
Oh boy!
Scott says it's a members only jacket. He's the only member.
That's right.
Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
All right, B.
Oh, we lost Darren. We lost him.
All right. Darren's.
Okay,
that's it.
This is why Matt's here. That's why Matt's here. See, if Matt wasn't here, it would be like a whole hour of.
We've done that before. It was awful.
Yeah. The show that shall not be named. All right. Bulletin number 49. Non-white Widow League. The Kid, Charlotte Crescent. League champ, Black Widow champion. BWL television champion, Raquel Van Dorn. Battle Royal winner, The Kid, Charlotte Crescent. Japan Idol champ, the Supreme Court Justice, Joshi champ, Brenda Bring the Pain. Zenjo champion, the Black Dahlia, Bellatrix Von Wolf. Luchadores champion, Jersey Jen Grapevine. Cholitas champion, Queen Bee, Sarah B. Money. Bellatrix champion, Sensational Sydney Renard. Now, this next champion, the Themyscira, if you watch Creature Commandos, the new show, it's on like Netflix or whatnot, or maybe it's Netflix.
It's Paramount Plus, buddy. Come on.
Paramount Plus. Okay, whatever. It's a good show, and the whole first season is based around someone from Themyscira coming into the regular world. And I kept saying it. I'm like, oh, I got to record that. Play it over. Well,
where
Rachel,
Wonder Woman's from. I mean, that's
Veruca Salt back in action, and she's back with a championship. Hollywood champion, Raquel Yamazaki. Sin City champion, the Fourth Lady, Zoe. And Willowick champion, I think it says Effie.
Yep.
Effie O'Shaughnessy. I work with a woman from Ireland, and she's very fond of telling us, that's not how you say the name, don't you know? And I'm like, shut up.
Don't you know?
There's a other kid who works with, his name's Phelan, and it's like Faoli something, whatever.
Yeah.
And I said it right. She's like, oh, you said his name right. I'm like, yeah, well, whatever.
Go eat some potatoes, goddammit.
Yeah, she always says, I got to talk to you about your country. I'm like, I know. You can adopt me. So now we are looking at bulletin number 49 here. And the good news is, I think I did it right. Hold on. I went too far.
There's a question in the chat.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he have the name of the computer like Batman, IDBA Strat computer for Johnny B? I think he would. I think he would have.
That's the question. Johnny B. What's the computer called?
Yeah, there's got to have a name. And it's older than us. It has to be. The computer has to be old. It's not new.
It's not that old.
Come on.
Open it up.
Come on. Don't ruin my. I already know that Christmas doesn't exist. Come on. Don't ruin my fantasy that IWA is run by this massive computer that they do the punch card and
It's like Robbie the Robot. 501.
do you want to play tic-tac-toe?
It has like the tapes going through the big,
yeah,
like the old IBMs from back in the day.
Or Johnny B gets frustrated when the tape like gets caught inside and he has to like beat it out. Oh, poor guy.
Well, it has perforated paper.
Just so everyone knows, you can see some really fantastic belts on the title page on page 12.
That's one thing I can't do is belts.
Yeah, I'm terrible.
I can make a lot of things using AI and some other junk. I can't do belts worth a damn.
No, I can't.
It's the hardest thing. It doesn't want to spit it
out. AI doesn't like Canadians. I can't get it to do anything at all. And I try to fine tune stuff, and it just makes it worse. AI hates me.
Yeah, I've given up on AI. I use AI for my D&D games, and I just tell it make me an orc that looks like Scott Baio, and it's like, there you go.
So Darren, there's a little picture for you of Luther Alexander with a T-shirt that probably.
The T-shirt?
Yeah, look at the T-shirt.
He owns a T-shirt.
It's going to be on sale on the IWAR Network merchandise catalog this year.
Come on now. Amen Spur was created because you told me that Luther Alexander, the name, was brought in because of Superman. Yeah. So, Amen Spur is Superman.
Superman.
So there you go.
Is he supposed to be English? I forget. Is he English?
He's English, yes, but I was gonna have him as Russian, and then I remembered that Luther was Russian, so I didn't want to.
Because I'm gonna do this whole bit where Luther's gonna save America from the British again.
Well, see, the masked Russian Zero is with him, so I mean, you could have been. The masked Russian Zero is not Russian either, so there you go. He's French Canadian, so there you go.
Well, one final note on BWL here. The 50th cycle is going to be the results for the pay-per-view called Cage Fury 3. And Web Warfare main event, who will be the secret partner for 5-Star? And also notable, the Lethal Lottery tournament started this cycle. Unfortunately for me, I'm pretty sure I'm out. But that's BWL action for you. Jump in, get involved. It's a fun league. Back to you, Alex.
My turn already? Unbelievable. What's left? IWL. IWL. I'll do IWL.
IWL. Okay, go for it.
IWL number 204. League champion, the Lizard King. Television champion, Magnum TL. New York City champion, Father Arturo Bartolo. Los Angeles champ, Suyu Pai. Boston champion, the Canadian Goose, Mr. Honkers. Detroit champion, the baddest American cycler, Swing Wheeler. Cleveland champion, Maurice the Moose Buffon. Dallas champion, Boink the Child Entertainer. Memphis champion, Alex Ariba Armas. Miami champion, Windsor Detroit. San Francisco champion, Dissisi Kalasi. Dissisi Kalasi.
You all right? You have a stroke?
Sometimes.
Do you need attention?
Chicago champion, Sam Hain. League tag team champions, the Shotgun Kid. And the Golden God, Bradley Buckshots. TV tag team champions, Draco Winfield and Chloe Coolbridge. League 6-man champion, Suyu Pai with Detroit and On Point. Edward Portman. TV 6-man champion, Texas, Jesse Tombstone, Blackjack Roberts, Shotgun, James Connors. The Regulators, and your Battle Royal winner, winning 44 free IWL matches, Magnum TL. So what's going down in the IWL? They got a pay-per-view coming up soon, hopefully. They do.
Yeah, it's in March.
It's in March. What's it called?
It's called the March event of stuff and such.
Okay, that's fair.
There's a big, nice, shiny thing, and it's called IWL
Matt Mania. That's right.
It's all about me.
It's all about you.
Did we review Matt Mania on the retro?
Yes, we did.
We did. Okay. That's good.
The Maui Mauler.
The Maui Mauler. That's right.
That's
actually one of our more highest rated episodes.
I have a question about IWL.
Okay.
Just Joe Boring, is he never on the title page anymore? Like I see him as number 2, like every time. He never, like.
Joe Boring got attacked. I'll just say that. Go to page 25 to see the horrific details.
Oh wow. Okay.
Was he reading Johnny Tremaine?
Bloody Joe Boring. Terrible.
Joe Boring. Greatest wrestler ever made. There you go. 85 stars. Holy man.
It's fucking stupid good.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Only 85?
I don't think I have 85 with all my wrestlers. Come on. That's not nice. That's not...
Matt's about to brag, but Matt's a compiler, so it doesn't really matter.
That's just crazy. Holy man. You know you're good when 85 stars. And then there's like Mike Cook.
No, I actively try to get him out of like not having to have a commissioner's belt because he would never lose it.
Yeah.
So I would try to figure out ways not to give him the belt.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's why I have every cycle the commissioners, because sooner or later they're going to lose because it's so fast. There's no waiting. There's no, because that's what I thought up with WTL was that it's going to be different and it's going to be quick and it's going to be, if a guy can actually keep the title for 3 or 4 cycles in a row, that's a huge achievement. But I don't know if they can do it. Because that'd be tough.
All right. I dig it. So where do you want to go next?
Bloodbath? Is that the only one left?
BRL too?
BRL's left too, but yeah, Bloodbath's fine. I'll do BRL last.
Oh, BRL. That's right. Okay, league champion, 10 free BBL matches. Drop Dead Jack. There you go. Finally. And he didn't have a good score, I don't think. Fastball, Louis Ratcliffe, TV champion. He-Man Hoven. Oh, wow. This guy's like, he's bad.
Oh, yeah.
He's bad. Central Plains champion. East Coast champion, Phantom Scorpion. And Kimberly, if you're listening to this, can you please make sure you check his trash talk? He-Man Hoven, you just maybe censor some of that stuff? I don't know. Con Madigan is the Great Lakes champion. Dangerous Dennis Conroy, Canoy, is Mid-Atlantic champion. Northeast champion Wolf. Timber Wolf is the Pacific Northwest champion. TJ Maximum is Rocky Mountains champion. Southeast champion is Killian Slane. Russian Reaper is Southwest champion. West Coast is Pork Rind. I can't even say they're my tag team, and I can't even say their names. The Uno and Doss. There you go. Timbo Slice and
Doss.
Jimbo Slice. Doss. What? I don't. Am I saying it wrong?
Is it like the Spanish number of dos?
Right, dos. 2.
DOS is like the Microsoft program.
Seriously, I'm messing up my own names. Come on, I'm not supposed to be saying my own names. That's the thing. That's why I created these guys. Someone else was supposed to say them. Timbo Slice, Jimbo Slice were the TV Tag Team Champions. Karrion Zane, Crippling Pain, and Killian Slane were the League 6-man champions. And Mr. Smith, Corporal Punishment, and Pork Rind was TV 6-man champions. And He-Man Hoven, seriously?
Oh, yeah.
19 free
Give me them
matches.
free matches, baby.
Unbelievable.
Give me those free matches.
Like, how does a guy like that get free matches when he's just like evil?
Yes. It's all the tail he's getting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait till he goes to his next stop, a senior rest home.
Oh. Seriously?
Breaking hearts and hips with He-Man Hogan.
Okay, like I said, Kimberly, check that trash dog. Censor it. Like, do the FBI black lines. Do that. Like, just surprise Matt when he goes to open his bulletin. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna read it. It's gonna be great." And it's gonna be all blacked out. Like, yeah.
So, guys, on the screen, Luther Alexander is doing a remake of Jim Cotta, by the way. So, it'll be out next month.
Oh, God. So sure. It's just, oh, man.
Lost them again. That's it.
Yep.
YouTube is going to cut us off for sure now. Like, that's just like, you cannot copy this.
So what's next? The KHL? Next.
Yeah.
Texas Death League?
Yep. It's the
Noble Savage League?
So, BRL number 632. League champion. The ever-popular Punk Rock Mike. Winning 25.
90 stars. That's another one. Punk Rock Mike.
Yeah.
90 stars. Unbelievable.
That's his only wrestler, by the way. That's a player with wrestling in the game.
That's impressive.
Crazy, yeah. Battle Royal winner, Whitefoot. Why isn't it Blackfoot? What's up with that?
It should be Dunderfoot, isn't it?
Thunderfoot.
Winning 2,500 credit. Then we go to our tag champions, Brendan McFlaherty and Agent 26. Poor Rory McFlaherty, snubbed. BRL, and what's funny is they would have really jumped ahead in the tag team all-time rankings. This caused controversy and a split. Planting seeds. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. The TV tag champions, Hillbilly Voodoo, Dox Holland, and El Grandioso. The six-man champions, 1826, and the McFlaherty brothers. And the TV six-man champions, the Von Vachon, King Kong, Gorilla, and Fritz. I was thinking it'd be King Kong, Gorilla, and Mighty Joe, but what was that movie about?
Harambe.
That's their other brother.
Yeah. TV champion, Steel Cut Oats.
He's still around?
Central Plains champion, Whitefoot. East Coast champion, Hollywood, DVS. Great Lakes champion, King Khan. Mid-Atlantic champion, Hillbilly Kevin. Northeast champion, Sabertooth. Pacific Northwest champion, Brendan McFlaherty. Rocky Mountains champion, Rory McFlaherty. Southeast champion, Alligator. Southwest champion, Hot Stuff, Adam Cash. And West Coast champion, Hillbilly Steve. A huge cycle for Dynasty singles-wise. They guessed right. So that's our title page. And I know Alex will want to know what is going down. He's probably getting a drink right now.
No, I'm sitting there right here trying to pick my nose.
Oh.
I was going to say he's probably picking his nose. See? I would have won $10.
There you go. All right, well.
Going down! I won.
This cycle in BRL action, we have our result cycle for the WrestleRama 13 pay-per-view. So the results are as follows. All right, starting off, we have a Global Championship match where the author of Agony Page Turner turned back the challenge from AJ Hammer. I won't give away the results of the Royal Rumble. That's a surprise. Punk Rock Mike beat his former partner and brother, Agent 26, 497 to 490. So that could have some repercussions there. Hollywood DVS defeated Monster Truck Tanaka. Sid Credence was defeated by Sabretooth. The McFlaherty brothers retained the global tag belts by beating the Armed Forces. The global tag title shot three-way to determine the next challengers was, I think, rightfully won by Doug McMaster and Gordon Donovan. They will get a shot to regain the belts from the McFlahertys. hardcore match, American Destroyer was defeated by Fatty the Butcher in quite the upset. He's not happy about that. Let's see, where is it? By 1 point, Dixon Ticonderoga defeated Tsuyoshi Mizuku. Flashy Jack Ferdinand pulled the same feat to defeat Diabolical Ricky Savage. The North American Championship is also going to be a surprise because one of the competitors went inactive. So I had an alternative. I think you'll all enjoy. North American title shot. Double R Rob Ratliff was defeated by King Khan, and Steel Cut Oates defeated Joe Tusa. So those two, King Khan and Oates, will advance to challenge the North American Championship at Imagine Bash. The Global Trios champion, the Mannequins, defeated Polar Circle. And the Global Trios title shot, the Hillbillies, defeated the, I guess, Outcasts? I don't know what to call them. Fatty the Butcher, El Rivera, and Mad Max Red Wolf. But now it's that, like, well, they want to fight him, so we might work that, massage that a little bit. But we have our. I talk about being matchmaker in the BRL, and a couple players reached out to me. But if you want to have me help you kind of hook up with someone for a feud and be like, hey, I'm all right, because I think what happens sometimes is some of the guys write super big promos, and other guys write a paragraph, and they're both fine. If you tell a story in a paragraph, that's fine too. But I think it's just a matter of like giving you something to do. And like for me, the way I look at like a booker, like for instance, okay, so kind of behind the scenes, Agent 26 winning the tag titles with Brenda McFlaherty. It's good for them. They're in a, like kind of unit together. But the McFlaherty brothers are trying to win the all-time record, so that delays that. So will the McFlahertys possibly turn on Agent 26? Probably not.
Yes.
But if it was me, I would book it that they turn on 26 and Punk Rock Mike ends up saving his brother. They reunite SHS to challenge the McFlahertys to the tag belts, and hilarity ensues. But we'll see where we go from here.
That's fair. And it goes back to, like, what do you have to do as commissioner? Because there's some times where all you're doing is laying the road. You're laying the path, right? And everyone's going down the path, right? There's other times where you got to drive the bus. You got to get everyone on the bus, and you got to drive the league. Like in the NWO, right now I have to drive the league. So I have to create scenarios where people have to fight. There's times in the IWL where I'm just there and everyone's just going, and I don't have to do much.
Right.
It just depends on where your league is and where your activity level lies and that kind of stuff. It all change, and it could change because there was times in the IWL or the NWL before where I had to get like super active in the league, and then there's other times where you have to pull back. And it's knowing when to do that is key.
Right. So there it is.
It is.
I believe 10 free matches this coming cycle.
See, that confuses me. I always get confused by the 10 free matches because it's always the cycle after, and I forget. By the time it rolls around, I forget.
I just don't 10 free matches on everything. And
here you go.
Let Kimberly sort it out.
How does Luther Alexander have 1,500 free matches? I do want to take a second to recognize, while not an IWAR wrestler, that Mike, series winner Cook, won the IWA Championship. I believe he said this is his fourth time, and he has 3 more feds to go. So, pretty impressive.
Michael Cook?
And who is he?
Who is Mike Cook?
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
There it is, folks.
Oh, I had a question for Johnny B. Does he count how many images of adult film stars make it in the bulletins every cycle? Because I think right now we're at like 7, by the way.
Do they even look at the trash talk? Like,
yes.
There's
I don't
some
think
trash talk.
I don't know if they read it all. I think there's certain ones that they look at specifically to make sure there's nothing, no shenanigans involved.
Yeah. I've seen some rage drunk trash talk sent out in other leagues, and it was like, okay, how did they let this through? This guy's like mean.
That's fair.
Hey,
But that was like the dungeon when they first brought the dungeon online. There was guys trash talking people and being vicious.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey,
those Flame Wars, I'll show you. I'll say nonsense.
Well, they tried to do that 18 and over league. It didn't do anything, right?
Yeah.
Where you can swear and such in the league and stuff like that. I don't think the average age of a IWA player has to be 45 at this point. To be honest,
now.
You only got to be.
Back in the 80s, we were all young.
Well, yeah, but you had legit Nazis in there.
Dude, we were illegally gambling. Like they found a loophole for how kids could gamble because that's what we were doing, sending our $5 in and hoping we'd win. It was the lottery.
But that was numbers. You know what I hate in life is I'm at the 7-Eleven trying to get some fresh Mountain Dews, right? And I'm always behind the person that's playing fucking Lotto for like 15 minutes.
15,000 different numbers.
And I'm like, buddy, there's a fucking app now. You can just do it at home. You don't even have to come to the store anymore.
No doubt.
It's an app, buddy. Like, what? I just put my code reds, man.
I remember when I was younger, I was playing IWA at the time. My one half brother was trying to break the code to the Lotto 649, and he had this big board, and he was writing all the numbers down, and he was trying to figure out. And maybe I should have got him to play IWA, and he could have done the numbers for me, and I could have won. But no, I didn't think about it.
All you gotta do is we just gotta get someone who went to fucking MIT or something, and they'll fucking crack it.
Seriously, I don't.
But at that point, would it be if you had 501s every cycle? Would it be fun anymore?
I don't think you can because it's just random. And I seriously, I think if Johnny B took us into the magical room behind the curtain and showed us how it was done, we would all stand there and look at him with a blank look and say, "Are you kidding me? Seriously?"
It's a dark one. Well, there has to be a fall safe. Like, for example, like say this cycle there was 50 active players with 501s.
Yeah.
Then they know they got to fucking change something up.
I have a theory that
like there has to be a number. Like
it's a system where it goes off of what we send in, and then it randomizes and says, "Hey, only one or two guys can actually hit."
No. Never Luther.
Because it's all random. And that's why we can't figure it out. Because
I gotta stop picking 24s. Oh man.
Even if we had the system and knew how they did it, even if we ran our own, I think we still wouldn't come up with the numbers they come up with. And Jeff Manning was talking about this at one time, that it's random and we can't wrap our brains around it because it's just random. It's just keeps on running random numbers. And each Fed is different, so that messes up a lot of guys too, because then you're going from one Fed to the next, and you're trying to go off of what iron did, what steel did, and you're trying to find the drop, but then you're also trying to find the perfect score now. So now it's even more complex. Where there was guys in the 80s that were winning with 490, 495.
Right.
I remember I did the whole like I had tracked for a little while.
Yeah.
And I tried, and I was up to like 4 o'clock in the morning, and ended up getting like a 491. I'm like, fuck this, I ain't doing it no more.
Yeah. No,
that's all it took.
It can be frustrating, but I find the numbers part actually better than the trash talk part. Because the numbers, like, if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. With trash talk, you could lay out the best trash talk you've ever done in your entire life, and no one reads it. So, I mean, it's terrible. But with the numbers, if you do bad, it's because you made a mistake in the numbers. It's just one of those things.
I will always say that having feuds and events to go for your scores helps a lot because, like, for example, the Johnny B Cup, the Marano Memorial started this cycle, and I did not have a very good cycle myself, like overall.
Well, no one did. No one did. There wasn't a lot.
I was slugging through the scores today, and there's a lot of the scores were, 493, 492, but I did a lot of ties. I had to do a lot of tie-breaking research. Yeah. So even though I had a kind of like what I call a down cycle for me, I had a good amount of guys advance in the tournament. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like they're still alive.
Because if you do bad, there's a good possibility that a lot of other people did bad too.
Yeah, it's almost. I always say either way, it's almost like golfing. You're competing against yourself, but if everyone has the same crappy course to go through, then we're all going to do badly.
Alex, you have to read the comment that was just put down.
Oh shit!
I'm not reading it. And seriously, the whole computer idea, I know that he used a typewriter.
No, he laughs at us. He's like, "Look at these idiots right now talking about this nonsense."
It's not
that crazy. It's like
there's some guy sitting at a coffee table writing numbers down in his underwear.
Listen to smooth jazz. And that's it with his leather-bound books. He's laughing at all of us. Like, these guys give me money every 3 weeks.
You guys,
and he giggles to himself.
Yeah, he's like, sucker. Well, hey, one day we will crack the system. We will get it, and then look out, 501s raining from the sky.
For one cycle, and they're like, we're changing this.
What? Yeah. You guys are banned. It's what? No, wait.
Ridiculous.
How many guys do you have in the Hall of Fame?
Me?
Yeah.
I think it's 4. DJ, Rick Riley, Victor, and Rick Riley is part of Bad Company.
And Alex?
I think Luther ended those guys' careers, most of them. Anyway, I have 0.
Zero?
Luther's
so that's not something you want to go into?
I'm going to win it. I have one wrestler.
Well, yeah.
And it's the same wrestler I had since
after this pay-per-view with ACW, you'll be putting him in because he'll be done.
No, because he's not hitting the Boston Harbor. It's not happening.
Oh, he is.
Oh, I got a plan already set, ready to go. Buddy.
Come on. Just don't kill. Okay, just don't kill my guy the first. Come on.
This is going to be a set of 3. We start with a scaffold match. That's how we start, and then we're going to end with probably a Russian death match. Probably that's the way we end this.
Oh, there you go.
Right? That's it.
The good old 4 corners just going back and forth.
Oh, a Russian death match takes place in a pool.
Oh, yes. That's
with,
right.
With the piranhas and the sharks with lasers on their heads and barbed wire.
So the chat said the magical room that Johnny B has does not host the IWA computer. That's a whole other room. And I seriously, there has to be a computer, and it has to be something that they use just for IWA, right?
No.
Or do they have multiple computers that do the bulletins?
So the bulletins are done on a Mac, from what I understand.
Mac, okay, that makes sense.
So bulletins are done on a Mac.
Okay.
The strats are on a different computer.
Okay, well that makes sense because I can see that. And now, do they have like big like school printers, or do they have like just small like tiny printers that they print everything off on?
Like the actual like printer. I'm assuming it's why it's probably the big Konica fucking laser.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like the one like it has to be a big Konica.
Or do they still print out as many bulletins as they used to?
Probably not. It's not like they're using fucking ditto machines and shit. Like with hand cranks on it. You know, it's probably you know it's a nice little laser. That's you know, probably do 2,500 pages per minute. That's that.
Always like he was a teacher, right? Johnny B.
He was.
Yeah.
Okay, so he used the school printers. Come on. I would have.
I don't think anyone's pulling up the back of the school and then he's chucking a printer back there with the back of a U-Haul truck. I'm like, we'll get out of here.
I quit. I'm making millions off IWA. I quit.
I get change in the mail.
Take the printers with them. That's one way to quit. I've seen.
I wonder if he ever had that Office Space moment where the printer is not working and takes out the back and just beats it with a baseball bat.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see Kimberly going crazy.
Oh, that's another question. It's like,
it's just like,
hey, tell me about some interesting stories about equipment failures.
Yeah. I can imagine that would be a stressful, especially gold. If something happened with gold, oh man.
Uh-oh.
Like steel and diamond doesn't really matter, but gold would be some serious trouble.
Like, oh man, it's Gold Tuesday. We have to get in an extra half hour early.
Yeah.
Because these motherfuckers aren't fucking emailing me at 11 o'clock.
There's a question for you. What was the latest email to get a strategy in before the deadline?
There you go.
Was it like 5 minutes before they printed the bulletin, or was it like 12 hours or 2-3 hours? Like I know guys that send in on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's a rough go.
That's gold. I would never do that because I actually
the latest I would run it was like early Monday morning. I've done.
Yeah, like I've done 1 or 2 on a Tuesday, but it was like a steel and diamond and bronze. Like those leagues, I don't find those leagues would be that busy for them.
I'm at the point in my career where like I'm probably going to be done by Sunday. This Sunday, strats in and everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm done and I don't send it to them.
So so you don't wait for iron and steel. You just do it.
There's no bang for the buck.
Okay.
For me.
All right.
I average 494.
So how about this? You tell me what you take, and then that way, when I face you, it'll be a surprise for both of us. It's
never a surprise, and it's always 27-28. Which one? And that's up to you to figure out, buddy.
No, don't take the double drops. If you win against me with a double drop, that's it. We're done. I'm done. I'm done.
It'd be funny too because it'd be like the only cycle I get a 501 too. You get a 500.
Oh, that would be. Kimberly might get an email over that one. I might be like, what's going on?
Speaking of done, I'm all done. I'm gonna go to bed. So
all right, guys. So we're
all right.
We're officially out of time. So for Alex G, for Matt Riley, for Darren,